joined us in the studio, Arielle.
Hello. I want to answer that question, but I don't think it was the first one. My brother went to 2005 and Speak and said he lost 6 years of his life. So
what, in the one weekend?
And then this is his first year back since then. He was just like, oh, last time I was here was 2005 and I lost 6 years of my life. And I was like, well, we're definitely in 2023. How are you?
Good. How are you? I feel like you've made yourself comfy.
Yeah, no, basically, right, it's a mud fest and I've been on the road since Wednesday, and when I looked at the weather forecast on Wednesday, it was going to be sunny, so I only brought white trainers and a tennis outfit. So, but no, I'm actually, it was very hit and miss whether I was going to get to play because the weather has been really bad, and they had to put hay down. I was meant to start at 2, and then it got to 10 past 2, and then it got 2:15, and then it got to like 25 past 2, and they were like, well, we'll try for 2:30, and then they're like, people are going to walk around the site and make sure it's safe, and I was like, can you tell them to hurry up? So I got to play for 50 minutes. It's a bit gutting, but also amazing. And then I came on stage and found out that Annie Max just played my new tune at another festival. She literally asked me for it this morning, so I am buzzing, basically.
Amazing. What a nice feeling.
Yeah, it's just like, because the set, I basically sped up everything and tried to play as much as I could, which was not what I'd usually do.
Okay. What do you mean? Is in like the speed of the tracks, or like?
Because I've been up since 6:30 this morning, did a Peloton, and then I've been working on my set all morning. So Creamfields is so important to me. I'm Scottish. I'm on Scouse. It's pretty much the whole audience is Scottish and Scouse. Last time I did Arc Stage was 2021, and I nearly vomited before I went on. So it was the same feeling today. It's such a huge stage, and can you swear?
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
I'm the height of shite, so you don't really see me on stage. So it's just like trying to like basically live in that space.
Yeah.
When you have all these incredible artists alongside you and just making your mark at that point, and it's handing over to Sam as well, who's like one of my favorite DJs for a long, long time. So I'm really glad I got to play, and I'm really glad that I got to do at least 50 minutes, and no one cared, and they were flinging the hay around, and we were all having a lovely time. And I've got a spare pair of boots that someone flung at me, so my feet are going to be fine.
I love that a fan has brought you a pair of boots. That's so nice.
I mean, I basically was a bit beggy. I put it on my Instagram yesterday and was like, has anyone got waterproof for some boots? And I have this lovely WhatsApp group called The Troops, and so they come to all my gigs.
Shout out the Troops.
Yeah, shout out to the Troops.
Lovely.
And they were like, I've got a spare pair of size 4 boots and I'm waterproof, so I've got them over there to change into, which is why I've got my wee socks out.
Well,
you
know what?
Socks on, they've not got any holes in them.
Fun fact that we've learned before you were a superstar DJ and broadcaster, you were also a fit model.
Yeah.
Feet.
Perfect size for feet.
How do you get into foot modelling? Talk to us about that.
It's when you're skint and trying to be a DJ and you'll do anything.
Right, okay.
I got my feet, I used to be a dancer and I got my feet measured and they were like, oh, you're the perfect size for Topshop. So then I started modelling the shoes.
Weird compliment.
And then I used to sell the shoes that they give me for free to like then fund again. Babe, rent in London is expensive.
Actual hustler right here. Actual hustler.
Obviously. I'm actually quite gutted because there's some pairs that are like quite iconic, like there's shoes trainers that I like sold for like, I mean, back in the day, 300 quid was a lot of money for me.
Yes, a lot of money now.
It still is now, exactly.
Yeah.
So but I think my feet are probably a bit too trotter now to be a fit model. I'm not going to get them out for you.
To be fair, this is a good thing that you're like.
Been in a pair of Air Force Ones. I've got really sweaty over the last 3 days. I've been everywhere. So.
Oh my God, amazing. You said about your new track. Can you please tell us about it?
So it's a gospel track. I'm a massive lover of house music, and this track, I basically went to Montreal to see a friend, and the whole point of it was just like to wind out, do a writing camp, find like my sound and all this stuff, because everyone keeps saying like, find your sound.
And that's hard if you're a broadcaster as well, because you look at all different types of music.
It's just like hard in general, because everyone's like, you have to have a sound. And I'm actually one of those people, I was like, I don't think you have to have a sound. I mean, Patrick Topping has never made the same record twice, you know, and all of his tunes are bangers. I was going to swear there. I wasn't saying they were bangers. You're not going to
get kicked off.
And the same with like people like Ewan and even Sam, like, but there's so much pressure and people are like, yeah, to find your sound. But I went to Montreal last November. I did this massive writing camp, and I really wanted to make like a big gospel house on it that make people feel really good, and it's called Feel So Good, and it's coming out next Friday, which is mad. And it's just like one of those ones, it turns the set, so it goes from like when you started, like, you know, you got into your set, and then by the end of it, because it's so big and massive, like that's it, you're in, and then we can all rave. So for me, it's great because it's always like the turning point in the set.
Gear shift, yeah.
It's a gear shift, definitely. But it's probably the most like authentic house record I've ever made. So for me, like personally, I'm really proud, and like just because I'm a bit of a nerd, and you know, all the people, the legends that have walked before me, just like trying to not copy what they've done, but just be aware of like actually what they've put in place for people like me and whatnot. So.
Amazing, yeah.
Tell us, what have been your favourite records you've been playing out this summer? What's doing damage? What's doing damage at the dance floor?
There's another record called Jumping, which I made with Ghost literally one morning, and I played it the next day, and it went off, and I've been playing it since. So Ghost, who did the Spice Girls edit, which is amazing. And the Marco Lice edit of Brighter Days always goes down a treat.
Everyone's been killing that.
And then, oh God, I'm trying to think. I actually really like the new Mark Knight and James Hare version of Lady Hear Me Tonight because it goes really like gnarly. And then there's a track from Many Few, who I followed for a few years, a duo, and they always have the tracks and they're really like bouncy and housey, and they've done one with Tough Love, and it goes really ravey, Dance with a Groove, and it starts off really housey, and then it goes bam, 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 and then it's like, it starts really slow, and then it speeds up, Dance with the Groove, and then it just goes, here we go now, boom, boom, boom. Sorry, thank you. So that's when, again, another gear shift, so that's been a fave. Spicy's been a fave from Ghost, and yeah, I'm watching Jumping and Feels So Good and Technicolor Kenny.
What's like the one that went off today for you?
Jumping.
Yeah.
It's the one that is mad. I basically wanted to make a version of Your Amanda Synth the Strings, but a disco version, and I feel like I've nailed it. And also I feel like it's me in a track because it's 134 BPM and it doesn't stop, like me talking.
Yeah.
I love it. I mean, I like 134 BPM. I'm absolutely here for that, babes.
She talks at that BPM.
She does. Are you going to stick around for the day? You're going to be hanging out?
Yeah, so my brother's over from Detroit. Him and his wife are here. Like saying, last time he was here, he's Scottish, but he lives in Detroit now.
Is he like bracing himself for this weekend?
No, he's made a rookie error. He's worn white trainers that are like mesh, so the mud is just like seeping in.
Okay, because he's
and
got soggy feet
now. But they put hay down, it'll be fine. All he wants is a burger and to rave. He's dying to see the Swedes. He also loves Sam, so that's why he's not here at the moment. He's like watching Sam Divine because she's just like the queen, man. And yeah, it was quite nice because last night we got in, we chilled. I was doing another festival yesterday, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch you in set. So I was on the YouTube channel, all watching you and Rebecca's set. So I'm so proud of him. Like that set last year for him, I was like crying, like watching on the videos, and then just watch them come back, be on at like 9-10 o'clock, like almost like headlining that thing, and just like absolutely tearing up, and then seeing his mum. We love you, Ian's mum. So I'm gonna hang around tonight, and I'm gonna see a bit of the Swedes because I love the Swedes. And the first time I ever played Creamfields, 2019, I was offered the Tree stage, and they're like, you're going to be on the same time as Swedish House Mafia, who haven't played live for 8 years, Camel Fat, who are pretty much locals, Eric Prison, Tiesto, and they're like, are you all right with that? And I was like, yeah, I just want to play. And I was like closing the stage, and I was like, we'll be fine. And then luckily, like I was on the way to the campsite, so people who couldn't hear me at the back, because it was so ram for Swedes, they just turned around and went back. And then I had like a group of 20 people, and we went for it, and we had the best time. So for me, like, the Cream was just filled with so many good memories. So
they're probably part of the troops, aren't they?
Yeah. Probably. Yeah. Probably. One of them was probably my auntie or my cousin, let's be honest.
Amazing. Well, we've got some quick fire questions as well for you. We've been doing them with people. So if I passed you the aux right now, what artist would you play?
Elliot Adamson's just released some amazing new music. You've been playing it as well. Oh, what's the track? Is it I don't know what it is, but new Elliot Adamson.
Okay.
Which would you prefer to DJ at? Sunset or sunrise?
Sunset. Played it before because when you go dark, you can go heavier.
Nice.
And I'm not about staying up until 7 o'clock in the morning for sunrise.
Are you not?
No. Babe, I'm 4 a.m. If I can hear the birds, I'm home. I'm home.
Fear. It's like
I do not like daylight. I'm like, bye. Keep me in the dark.
Okay. What's your pre-show ritual?
I go mute, which is quite hard to believe in this interview. But I go mute. I can't speak. I can't speak for about 20 minutes before my set, and people find it really weird because I talk for a living and talk a lot. I can't speak to anyone because I'm on the verge of vomiting and shaking. I just have to get through that first tune. Once I got through the first tune and the first mix out of that tune, then I can breathe. But up until that point, everything's here and everything's at the back of my throat. It's like the first time I did radio as well, when I first covered like dance anthems. I literally, like, I was white as a sheet, and then he's like, you nailed it, and I turned around and he's like, oh shit, what did I do? I was just like white as a ghost, like shaking. Yeah, I go mute, funnily enough.
Oh, well, yeah, I can't believe that, but
I know,
I'm like,
really? All right, so you need to pick 3 artists from this year's Creamfields lineup. Someone you would camp with, someone you would do a back-to-back with, and someone that you want to go raving with.
So I want to go back to LP Joby because I love her. Do I want to camp with John Summit? Ugh.
People have mentioned, like, you've debated that.
I might go raving with John Summit.
Yeah.
Probably wise.
And then I'll camp with you in.
Yeah.
Because there'll be loads of butt fast.
Book fast.
I've seen a bottle of Buckfast around here. Yeah.
Isn't there the myth is there's 8 spoonfuls of caffeine, like coffee, in a bottle of Buckfast, which is why everyone's like,
it's lethal.
I've tried a bit of Buckfast.
I've just had some after my set. There's a guy head to toe in a Buckfast
this makes
outfit.
sense.
Hey, right, cool, lots of caffeine.
He's dressed as a bottle of Buckfast.
That
He comes to one of my sets. He's from Newcastle, and he went, "Do you want some Buckfast?" I was like, "Of course I do."
Yeah, come on
So
over.
I actually hate the taste of it, but I have to do it because I'm Scottish. I can never say no to Scotland. I can never say no to Buckfast.
That's amazing.
It's good. Well, thank you so much, Arielle. It's been so nice to catch up with you.
Yeah. Should we have some Buckfast now?
Yeah.
Let's do it. What are we getting into next?
We're going to have some Buckfast, and we're going to send you back to watch Sam Divine.